Hey, what's up everybody, Tech Chucker here, and welcome to episode 24 of This Week in Dioramas Season 2. Now, if you are not familiar with how this show operates, every week I go through Instagram looking for the coolest looking dioramas and I showcase them right here on the show. Now, if you'd like to be showcased in a future episode, all you need to do is upload your diorama pictures to Instagram and tag them with the hashtag This Week in Dioramas. Now, Monday is my birthday. So in the comments, I want everybody to guess, how old do you think I'm gonna be on Monday? Just interested. I'm curious to see how old all of you think I actually am. And then I also want to say thank you to everybody for all of the feedback from last week's episode, looking to find out what kind of things could I do to make some changes and whatnot. Lots of good advice, lots of good feedback, lots of very nice things people had to say, and I really appreciate all of that. I'm going to implement a couple of things just to begin with. Number one, we're gonna restrict how many dios we're going to showcase from week to week, between 20 and 24. This week's is going to be 24. But I complain a lot, or I talk a lot about not being able to showcase everybody's work. So at the end of this episode, and at the end of pretty much every episode, I'm going to try and do a quick little slideshow of some of the dioramas that were posted, but I didn't get to talk about in the showcase. So I will have that at the very end of the episode. So if you want to go check out even more, by all means, go to the end of the video and watch that. Also, make sure you're following the hashtag This Week in Dioramas on Instagram, and you can go check everybody's projects out from there as well. All right, we're just about ready to get started with the showcase, but before we do that, we need to reveal the winner of last week's fan vote, and the winner is the Shooting Range Dio by DJ's Dioramas. Congratulations, you will now be entered into the Grand Championship vote coming at the end of the year, so make sure you stay tuned till the end of this episode where you will all get another chance to vote for your favorite on the community tab on my channel. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started with the showcase. You will notice this week I am not doing a video of me up in the upper corner of the screen. I'll probably throw that in from time to time, not every single episode. This week I didn't do it just because I have some sizing configurations that I need to address before I can do that. I didn't want to have it super small with the actual showcase pieces like it was last week. So we'll work on getting that situated for the next time that I do it. The other thing that you'll note is there may be some thunder because we are having a storm. Everybody is safe. It's just a regular old thunderstorm, but you may notice that in the background a little bit. We are going to get started here with Reko CH. This absolutely amazing piece. He always comes through with just spectacular dioramas, and this thing is just stepping it up even further. It's a rooftop dio. The amount of detail on this thing is amazing. It is absolutely crazy. If you are not following him on Instagram yet, you best go do so now. This thing is immaculate. It's 50 by 50 by 50 by 55 by 50 centimeters. I'm not sure what the size that is. Centimeters, that's pretty big, whatever size, because you can see the Spidey right there. Holy cow. The details on all of these little prop items is absolutely amazing. Look at the paintwork on this. I mean, it really looks real. I'm absolutely blown away by this piece. It is so incredible. He knocks these things out so quickly and with such precision and such detail and such realism. It is absolutely insane how good this thing is. So again, make sure you're following Reko CH on Instagram. I thank you so much for supporting the channel, submitting your dioramas each time you get one done. Just look at that. That is crazy. The graffiti, the paintwork on here, all of this is absolutely amazing. All right, next up, coming from Diorama Boy, as always, does awesome work, and this one is so cool. It's a really good size one. It looks to be 30 inches wide, 12 inches deep, 14 inches high, splits into two separate dios. That's kind of cool when you can take two dioramas and put them together and create this really giant piece. And this thing looks so good. The brickwork on point, looks amazing. Paintwork, you can see a little bit of weathering right along where this column or post or whatever is. The graffiti is looking great. I love it. Your concrete work, the paintwork on there looks so natural and it looks so realistic. It is something that I really just need to nail that skill set, because I haven't been able to get my concrete to look this natural. And whatever it is that you're doing, I would love to know. I should DM you at some point. All these props, they all look awesome. Everything is looking great. The lights is just so good with all of the details that you've got going on with this piece. I absolutely love every little bit of it, all the little wires and whatnot. So great job as always on yet again another really cool looking piece. This one's coming from Dioramas Tom, and holy cow, the detail on this thing is amazing. He's calling it the Haunted House, and yes, this thing looks so creepy. Skill set on here is amazing. Your paintwork is so good. The sculpt with all of the boards on the wood. Boards on the wood. Sounds like I don't know what that sounds like. The wood floor boards look amazing, and then you get little bits of grass and whatnot growing out of this. This is amazing, the detail on here. I love the little balloons that you've got. Creepy. I just think you did a great job with this. It is so detailed. The paintwork on here is so absolutely good. Just look at that. That is awesome. I would not want to live in this house. I wouldn't want to go to this house. It looks creepy. So awesome job on yet again another really cool diorama. Next up, coming from Sith Machinist 81. It's a 1000 Toys robot. I'm not sure. I really like this diorama though, and the lighting that you've got for this picture really does a great job of capturing what I think you're trying to get with this. It looks to be like a warehouse loading dock sort of diorama, and I'm really impressed with this, which is kind of like it's like a pressed whatever that metal, it's cast iron or something like that. It's gripped. You see this a lot in different manufacturing areas, warehouses, whatever that might be. The texture on here looks amazing. I'd love to know where you got that. If it's something that you 3D printed, you picked up somewhere, I don't know. I'd love to know. But this thing is looking really good. The paintwork, it's a little harder to tell the paint just because of the lighting, but with the lighting it does look really good. See, look at these. Are these 3D printed? Where did you get these? Okay, now with this lighting we can see paintwork is looking really good. You can see the weathering on here alone, and then your concrete also looking really nice. So I gotta know where these things came from because they look really cool. This one's coming from Queens, New York Figures. The Mortal Kombat meets Freddy versus Jason. Shang Tsung took the shape of Morpheus, commissioned. This is commissioned by, Frankie2347. So I'm guessing Frankie2347 bought it? Because I know that Queens, New York makes dioramas, so I'm pretty sure that they are the creator of the diorama. This thing is looking really cool. What I really like the most is the paintwork on the stones on the sides. You got lots of different color variations, which is very cool. It makes it really pop and stand out, but it also shows the focal point, which is the center of the diorama. The columns are looking awesome. They actually look like a marble, which is super cool, red marble. And then obviously the Mortal Kombat logo emblems with the dragons, those look awesome. The throne is looking great. Lots of great things going on here. So congrats on an awesome diorama, and to whomever, if it's Frankie2347 who purchased this thing, I think you got a really cool dio. Next up, coming from Nimai EJ8, this thing looks awesome. He's calling it Castle Hydra. It is so cool looking. I really dig this thing. They've got it for sale, so DM them. You better do it quick because this is very well done. You really nailed the stonework. The paint on here is awesome. I love the little bits of green, which goes with the theme of Hydra. Really like that attention to detail. I can only imagine you did that on purpose because you could have chosen any other color. So that was awesome. Attention to detail. And this Hydra logo is crisp. Did you paint that yourself or did you get it? Did you print it? I would love to know. But this thing is immaculate looking. And you know, maybe that's, some people might think that I'm using that word loosely. I don't think I am. I think you did a great job on this. You're really stepping up your work. It is very clean. It looks like it came from a factory, except even better, because you really did a nice job on this thing. And I really just want to make that point of how well you nailed this piece. You did a great job. So awesome job. This one's coming from Project Piper Customs. It's a 1/12 scale sewer service tunnel diorama. Obviously, my first thought is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It doesn't have to just be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, though. And this thing is looking tight. It looks so good. We've got a collage of different pictures, different angles in here, and we've got a couple more pictures coming up. Saying that it's cheap and easy to make, and they've got a full video breakdown of the build and materials coming on their YouTube channel. So go to their Instagram, give them a follow, and then check it out. In the link in their profile, they'll have a video on how to do this if this is something you're interested in. I very much am. I am really digging on the paintwork that's on here. It looks so good. The pipes, all of it, the details are amazing. Just check this out. That is so cool looking and so realistic looking. See, you got a little bit of wires going along. The pipes are looking great. There's so many different angles. It is awesome. And then at the very end, he's got some sort of water effect, and that looks awesome. The pictures just with the circular tube really gives a great effect. So awesome job. Again, go check them out to make sure that you can check out their YouTube channel for the how-to on this thing. This one's coming from Lav Collectibles. It's a 90s nostalgia time. Super excited to show off 1/12 scale diorama segment. And the next picture is pretty cool because they're showing kind of the whole concept of what they're working on. But this is a Blockbuster storefront. This little marquee, it's not a marquee, it's the sign, looks awesome. The weathering on here is so good. It definitely looks like it has seen some age, and I am just really digging on it. It's very cleanly done. The lines are perfectly cut. It looks so good. And check this out. So we've got the Blockbuster, and then we've got additional buildings that they're planning for kind of a little city street type of curb block, whatever you want to call it. And this is kind of fun to be able to see the inner workings of how you are planning on putting all of this thing together. So I can't wait to see, once you've finished all of this, what it looks like in real life, because you've already nailed the Blockbuster very, very well. Next, coming from Freda0204, this one is so unique. It's a covered wagon. You made this from scratch. It's so cool. It reminds me, so one of my favorite Western movies, most people have never heard of it, Shakiest Gun in the West with Don Knotts. Don Knotts, I love everything that he did, from, the Andy Griffith Show, Herbie, all of those. I love it. And this, for whatever reason, I know it wasn't meant to, but it reminds me of Shakiest Gun in the West when Don Knotts goes out west and anyway. This thing is so cool. I really love the way that you did this. Check out their Instagram because they have some, work in progress, so you can kind of see how we did this. But it is literally just done from scratch. And it is, oh, here we go. Look at that. That is so cool. Wow, that is awesome. The detail that you had to carve in to make it look like it's real wood. So well done. You really executed it very, very well. So yeah, great job. This one is coming from Sibo Crafts. I love the Lord of the Rings. I love the Hobbit, and this thing is awesome. It is Bilbo's bag end, and this thing is so cool. I love the colors. It's very bright and vibrant and just fun. And I love the sign, the no admittance except on except on party business. This is awesome. I love it. Not just because I love Lord of the Rings, but yes, Lord of the Rings definitely kind of plays into it. But this thing is so well executed. Just look at the detail on the door. You got nice little what do you call it? Scratches, weathering and whatnot on here. There's so many cool little details with the little flowers to show how hobbits love the earth and gardening and all of that. There's lots of plant life around it. Just an awesome looking diorama. So great job, Cebu Crafts. This next one is pretty darn cool. It's coming from OCD Diorama. It's 1/12 scale. Marvel Bank interior, 24 by 24 inches. That is really big. That's a good size diorama. So let's cycle through a couple of these. You can see a perfect sign here with the Marvel Bank. Very cleanly done. You can see a nice bank vault door. I really love the giant like bolt sort of things that you got on there. Some nice drawers that actually open and close. You got a little bit of money in there, and then you can see the glass where the customers or the members or whatever would be making their withdrawals with the little window there. That's awesome. Lots of cool details in here, and some lights. That's cool as well. This thing is huge, so there's a lot of different options. And look at this. We even got a safe deposit box. That is cool. That is really awesome. This is super fun. Great. Obviously it's Marvel, but right away I'm thinking of the Joker with Heath Ledger. That scene when he barrels the bus in and whatnot. Just a fun diorama. Lots of cool options for pictures. And look at that. That safe looks awesome. I love the little gears that you got on there. Fun details. So great job on a really, really nice diorama. Next up is from the Shadow Gallery 718. Pinky and the Brain. You got me. I absolutely love Pinky and the Brain. One of my favorite cartoons. In fact, I have been trying to find a place where I can actually stream this for free. Amazon Prime doesn't have it. Netflix doesn't have it. I think Hulu has it, but I'm not gonna pay for Hulu. I hate Hulu, but I just love this thing. It doesn't look like it's the most complex diorama of anything, because I think a lot of this is printed, a printed background, but I still absolutely love it. I would love to know if you painted this, because if you painted it, I'm sorry for saying that it's printed. I absolutely love this thing. I love the Pinky and the Brain. Are these Funko Pops, or are they just little statues? Because that also I need to find. I need to find some Pinky and the Brain action figures. I'd love to have actual action figures of these two guys. Again, I love the show. These props are awesome with the little funnel and the what are these things called? They're not beakers. There's a beaker behind there. Test tubes. It just captures the show perfectly, and oh my gosh, it just brings me back. Look at that. That is so cool. He's got the little plans. That is sick. I love it. This is so good. This must be part of the little statue thing that you got. Wow, this thing is so cool. This one's coming from Rhino Dioramas. If you haven't been paying attention to the show, and you don't know who Rhino Dioramas is yet, where have you been? Check them out for both your diorama needs and your 3D printing needs. They do a lot of amazing, really cool stuff. They sponsored last year's Grand Championship prize, which was a prize pack of 3D printed items. This diorama is pretty darn amazing. I love it. The paintwork is always so good, and obviously all of the 3D printed items are great, but the paintwork always on point. Does a great job with it. Love the tone of color of these bricks. Very different from what we typically see. It's got a little more of the orangish yellow in there. I really like that. Everything is looking on point. That is so cool. So great job as always. Rhino Dioramas. Check them out, rhinodioramas.com. This one's coming from Display Upgrades. It's a 1/12 scale magneto base. Commission piece, has a modular base so you can rearrange all the pieces to accommodate a floating pose, standing pose, etc. This is pretty darn cool. I really like the stonework that you got on here, all of the little bits and bobs and whatnot that are kind of floating up with magneto. That is awesome. It's so fun to see when people are able to take a design and put it into a diorama that is going to go with some really cool action figures. We've got here the Mezco, I believe, the Mezco, that's Mezco Magneto. Great looking piece. Very well done. I know that they do other things. I think they had some props or whatever that were up for sale. I think they sold all of those. So if you are in the, what is it called? In the market for different things, go hit up Display Upgrades. Those of you that are looking to be sellers of items, hit me up. We can certainly talk about doing some promos for you if you want to sponsor episodes or anything like that. Always up for it. I never know who's actually selling stuff unless they truly say it in their description. So hit me up if that's something you're interested in ever, and I'd be glad to do that and help you guys out in any way, shape, or form that I can. Next is coming from Church of Plastic. This thing is really cool. It's kind of a dojo type diorama. There's not a lot of other details in here, but let's go ahead and cycle through. Look at this. This reminds me of the Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi, when he went in the Karate Kid Part 2, when he went to did they go to, they went to Okinawa. I literally just watched both Karate Kid and Karate Kid Part 2. Part 2, not nearly as good, but this really reminds me of that when he went to see his family and whatnot. And this thing is very well done. Lots of cool little props and whatnot throughout here. So awesome job on a really cool looking diorama. Next up, coming from Pon Pon House. This is some sort of like warehouse of some sort. Lots of great detail throughout here. Loving the stairway that you've got there. It looks so good, so realistic. The signage, everything is looking very, very nice. I like this little light. Looks to be a dollar store light that you can grab. These little signs right here, the little posters look awesome. There's just a lot of cool detail. And then you've got this little vending machine. Not sure if you made that yourself or if that's one of those little kit things that you can build. I can't remember. And I can't read any of that, so I don't know what this is saying. Somebody translate that. I may go back later and translate it myself. But I'm really digging on this piece. It looks great with these little iron girders. They actually have the detail of the top portion being flat, and then the inner. It's just a great looking diorama piece, and I'm really glad to be able to showcase it. This one's coming from Virtual Oner. Just finished another commission piece for EL Sharko 92, and they are going to get something very cool. It's a loading warehouse dock type of diorama, and this is really cool. The brickwork looks very nice. I love the weathering that you did on the garage door, especially the little header thing that you got up above. Looking tight. And let's go ahead and cycle through. We can see some work in progress pics. For those of you that are just getting started making a diorama, this is a great foundation to get started with. Get 3 walls, get yourself, maybe make a little loading dock type of thing, cut out a door, bing, bang, boom, there you go. That's what you need to start with, and then go ahead and start adding in your bricks, adding in your details, all of that sort of stuff. And that's what most people get started with, is some sort of warehouse diorama. There's so many different pictures that you can find online for reference. So great job, Virtual Oner. You really did a great job, and EL Sharko is going to be very happy, I think, with this piece. This one's coming from One Man's Toydom. It is an Endor Speeder Bikes version 2 diorama. There's a lot of great detail with all the foliage that you got down here, and I think that might be a painting of some sort, or a picture printed off, but you've got some some real trees, or I guess fake trees that you made, that are also kind of building that transition from the picture into the diorama, and this thing is looking really good. You did a great job with this piece. It looks so natural. It really looks like this is a scene from the movie. You just really nailed it with all of the details. It is so well done. You don't even see the stand unless you actually look closely to hold the speeder up. Really digging on this piece. You did a great job on it. Next is coming from Vasco Toys. This is a city rooftop diorama. You can see Spidey standing here. Very, very cool looking diorama. I like both the diorama piece that you made and then combining what looks to be kind of a cartoon drawing style picture that goes with it with the cityscape. That is a great idea. It really goes well with this, and it's going to be a great way to display some figures to get both that realistic feel and the cartoon comic book feel. You really nailed it. It's so clean, so well executed, so great job. Hit up Vasco Toys if this is something you're interested in. I'm sure they can either make this one or you can get something a little bit different. Hit them up, see what you can work out. This one is coming from Jason Jensen Trains. This is such great paint work. I am amazed. We got to go in to see what this thing originally was. Now I get that this isn't a diorama, but I also don't quite count this as custom action figures, since this is I don't know what this is. I don't know what this thing is. Some painting and weathering on a Zoid dinosaur robot. So is that oh gosh, I can't think of it. It's got to be in here somewhere. It's not Transformers. It's the other. Oh, what the heck is it? Anyway, somebody in the comments. It's right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. But check out the paintwork on this. That is phenomenal paintwork. That is so detailed. Just look at the weathering on all of this. It is so uniform and so cool looking. That is absolutely amazing work. It is so cool. It really looks real. Like real weather. It looks like real rust. It is so crazy how good this is. Just look at that. There's actual texture. It looks like pieces are bubbling up because it's rusting underneath the paint. That is amazing. What kind of paints are you using? Are you really using? That's not the cheap stuff, is it? No, it doesn't look like it. Wow. Anyway, I gotta know more about this. This is amazing work. The paintwork is just, breathtaking. This next one is coming from Bobby Skullface. I'm not sure what the dimensions are on this thing, but it looks to be pretty big. If this is a full shelf, it's about 12 inches high, maybe 14 inches high by maybe 2 feet long. I don't know, but this thing is amazing. Obviously, it's an Avengers diorama. A lot of action figures can fit in here. You can see there's a light up here that is going to be able to illuminate this thing no matter what time of day it is. The stonework on here looks really nice. You did a great job with that. It actually looks like real concrete. Very, very well done. And I love the background. Did you paint that? It almost looks like you might have painted it yourself, and if you did, that is awesome. I love that. Lots of different backgrounds that people have been painting on or taking pictures from the internet and printing, and I really dig it when you can incorporate some of that into your dioramas. This really works well. Let's cycle through. Here's a work in progress. You can see him sculpting all of this, putting it together. This is really cool. You just really did a great job. Look at the details that he cut into that. From afar, you don't see all those details, but when you get a little closer, you start seeing that. Check that out. Perfect lighting. That's really nice. So good. That's awesome. Look at that. That is so cool. And last but not least, coming from Lito Wep, it's 1/6 scale Resident Evil RPD diorama, 24 inches wide by 20 inches tall, 15 inches deep, so it's a really good size piece. A lot of detail on here, just a ton of detail. Just check out these windows with the little bars and whatnot. That is extremely detailed. I would love to know if you 3D printed those, made them by hand. I don't know, it just looks awesome. The paint colors really work. There's a lot of great weathering. You can see little bits of what probably was moisture at some point that you're trying to get that effect. You really did a great job with it. This radiator looks real. Everything in here looks so realistic. It just looks so awesome. You did a great job on it. The feel is amazing. It's so good. And I think if I'm not mistaken, this light here actually lights up. That's hanging down, which is awesome. It's just, wow, so many cool details. Great job to everybody. Thank you all for submitting. It is so much fun each week to go through all of these dioramas. All right, we're at the end of another showcase, but we're not quite done yet. We need to reveal my top 5, and you'll get your chance to vote for your favorite on the community tab on my channel after you're done watching this show. And also, don't forget, at the very end of this episode is going to be a slideshow of all of the dioramas, maybe not all of the dioramas, but a bunch of the other dioramas that I didn't get to showcase. So make sure you go check that out and check everybody out on Instagram. Give them some love there as well. But my top 5 are the Bilbo's Bag End Dio by Sibo Craft, the Pinky and the Brain Dio by the Shadow Gallery 718, the Rooftop Dio by Recco CH, the Castle Hydra Dio by Nimai EJ8, and the Sewer Tunnel Dio by Project Piper Customs. Again, make sure you go to the community tab on my channel after you're done watching the show and vote for your favorite, and I will reveal the winner next week. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell notification. Share this out with as many people as you possibly can, and I will see you next week.